Okay, so it's been a while, and part of the reason for that is because I kind of got myself stuck in like a mental block. I had recorded a bunch of footage without speaking, and I was like, okay, I'll just try to do, a little voiceover. And then I guess I kind of underestimated how different that is from doing it on like TikTok or something, and I got stuck. I kind of got stuck when it came to finishing up editing that video, so I think I'm just gonna move on from it and let that go and start this one out with showing you everything that I have made, because it's kind of a lot. Like, I've still been continuing to make things. This probably won't be in the order that I made them, but I'm still gonna show you stuff. Okay, first thing I would like to show is this little mesh market bag. Very cute. I did the body of the bag in natural stripes, and then the straps in tangerine. I have so much of this natural stripes color because at one point I bought an insane amount of Lily Sugar and Cream from a lady on Facebook Marketplace, and it has taken me a long time to work through all of it. Also, I apologize for my voice. I don't know what's up with it today, but next I would like to show you this Granny Square tote bag. This is made with the Red Heart Granny Square all-in-one square yarn. Very nice, very nice. And this is the color black, totally teal. And then I had a good amount of bright green yarn. So I have a mushroom hat. I made the poncho, little half poncho. Although this one did turn out quite small, even like for my liking. There's a chance I might undo the white and add more once I get more of the green, because I am gonna need more. Since I started the leg skirts, I got one all the way finished, and I got like this far on the other one. So I have a hat, a poncho, one leg skirt, and some of another leg skirt. Also, this is more of like a highlighter green. My camera just is not picking that up. Yeah, it's not showing the true color of it. This is like a highlighter green. Maybe I can take a photo of it and insert it. Then I also had a bunch of yellow, and I started a yellow hat. I don't have that much white left, and I don't have a lot of cream left, so I want to do the white and the cream parts when I'm able to get some full skeins of it. Because I don't like when I start something in a certain color and it's like a small amount left. Like say I had this amount left of like the cream, that would not be enough to finish it, and then if I get another skein and it's not the same color lot, and then it's not the same color, irks me. And then I started the skirt, the mushroom skirt, but same thing, I want to wait until I get more of the white and cream. And this does look really big, but like even for my body, but it's got a drawstring, so it can be tightened. Next, I have something that I started on back before Christmas time, and it was an ongoing project for a while. I actually just finally finished this last night. I like it. I think it turned out really pretty. This is Lion Brand Ice Cream Big Scoop, and the color is blueberry. It was one full skein of the big skein, and when I first started it, I had used one of the little versions of this, and then I decided I was going to make it huge, so I got the big one. And last but not least, the thing that anyone who watched my previous video has probably been waiting for, the duster. I have finished it. Sleeves and all. It's a little big around the shoulders for me, personally, but I'm a really tiny person, so... I really love how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. It's comfortable. Like, it's amazing. Oh, that actually was not last. This cotton cardigan that I was working on, I finished this. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that this is the last piece. I made a granny rectangle blanket, I suppose. I don't know. This yarn caught my eye while it was on the shelf. This is the Walmart brand. I forget what it's called. And so I grabbed 3 skeins of it. It's white, black, gray, and then like a super like kind of washed out lavender color. I don't know if this camera will pick it up. But then when I started trying to make something with it, I just kind of hated everything. I felt like the colors just were not doing any stitch justice, and I kept pulling it apart. Like, I tried to make like a mandala out of it. It looked terrible. I considered attempting to make a cardigan out of it because it's granny stitch and this is granny stitch, but I didn't think I would have quite enough. And I ended up being like, you know what, I've never done a granny rectangle before. I'm gonna try a granny rectangle. And so now I have this like kind of lap blanket size thing. I personally don't really like it, but something that I have been trying to make myself remember as a creator of things. Just because it's not my personal style doesn't mean that it won't be somebody else's, and that somebody else might not like it. So I finally settled on this because it's not hideous, which every other pattern I tried was kind of hideous, to be honest. And then I couldn't decide on like if I wanted to try to do like a scarf or a hat or whatever, so I went with this. And it's not horrible, so I will see if anybody wants this. And honestly, if it comes down to it, and this is just something that I can't seem to find anyone, like nobody wants it after like super duper long time, I'll probably donate it. Somebody will find use for it, somebody who wants it and needs it, so it is not the end of the world that I made something that I'm not a huge fan of personally. But there we go. There are the many things that I have been working on, and those are the things that I have completed. And what is on my hook right now is a Coliseum crop. And this pattern is by Ed's Fart, and on Instagram, that is their Instagram username. And I purchased the pattern through their Etsy, which I think has a different name than their Instagram. But yes, so that is what I'm working on right now. I think it's going pretty well so far. My neck opening is a little bit loose for my liking, but I think everything else is going pretty well. And at the very end, when I'm done, if I really don't like the neck opening, I could always crochet like a little piece of elastic in there to make it a little tighter. So for now, I think that is what I'm going to be working on, and I am trying to use up some of the natural stripe. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure how much of that stuff I have left. I think it's still quite a bit. Maybe I should count them. I think I'm gonna do that. Also, there's my yarn shelf. This is where the majority of my yarn is stored. There's a little bit more in the drawers under my bed, but this is most of it. Well, as you can see, I went down there just to see how many of these I had left, and I wound up going through the whole shelf and moving things around. And as far as these natural stripes, some of them are called sandstone stripes, but they're literally the same thing. If nothing else, I think the natural stripes might be a little bit more washed out. Maybe they're a little older, I don't know, but they're the same thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I have 14 of those left, which is great because I started with so many. So many. And then the next color that I have the most of left from that Facebook Marketplace purchase is lime stripes, which is a pretty color. So I think I'm going to try to get through that one next as far as cotton yarn that I use. Either that or maybe the purple, because there's less of the purples and they'll go through faster. And purple is also my favorite color, so maybe I'll enjoy going through them a little more. They don't even all fit back in the cubby. Well, they weren't in that cubby, but... So, yes, that is a goal of mine for this year, is to get through some of these excess yarns that I have. I know every person who knits and crochets and things like that says that pretty much every year, but I'm gonna try to really commit myself to it. Like those things, like the hats and mushroom things that I was making, they're kind of gonna go on the back burner for now, because I have had that yellow and green yarn for quite a while now, and there's a different shade of green that I've had for quite a while that I'm probably gonna make more hats, you know, mushroom outfit pieces out of, because I just want to get through this stuff. Like, there's always so much new and really pretty, beautiful yarns, and I want to use them, but I kind of feel like I can't justify buying them right now when I have a bunch of yarn already. Like, so much so that it doesn't fit in this shelf. There's some in bags under my desk. There's a bunch under my bed, so I don't have the luxury of a lot of storage space, and I need to consolidate. I need to consolidate. So that is a goal for this year, and hopefully it doesn't take me the entire year, because I'm on not a strict yarn buying ban, but you know, I'm on a light buying ban until I can accomplish some of this, and then that way I won't feel so guilty going to the store and being like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, I can completely see making this project or that project out of it, and then being like, but I already have all this yarn at home. Because I did used to just go and buy just because it was pretty with no project in mind, and I'm trying to get more strict on myself to stop doing that, because then that's how this happens. Like, these are pretty obvious, they're granny square yarns. I'm gonna make granny squares out of them, and for these brown ones, I was thinking of making something bigger than a bag, like maybe a pair of pants or a top or something. But like this one, I have one, this is just one. I'll probably make a tote bag because I think they're friggin' adorable and I like them. But yeah, so that's also how this happened. Me having to make a project that I'm not particularly fond of because I bought yarn that I thought looked nice without having a project in mind for it, so yes. Anyway, I am gonna have to go outside and get my son off the bus soon. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have to go get my son off the bus very soon here. I will be working on this Coliseum top here, and I will check in at some point. It is later, but I am back again with a check-in on my top. It is definitely all the way like under my bust area now. If I really wanted to, I could probably undo 1 or 2 rows and then go back to the pattern that's up here, because this is more solid for the bust coverage. Let me look at it again. Maybe not, because for me, you know, my under bust is right here, and the next, this like meshy pattern up here is supposed to be done after a round of the double crochet, which is here, and this, it would legitimately be like right there at the under bust. So maybe I can just take out this round and make that the mesh instead, and then start on the pattern here until it is the length that I would like it to be. And I haven't fully decided, because the shirt I'm wearing is technically a crop top, but it's a pretty long crop top. So yeah, I might just make it about the length of the top that I'm wearing now, because my pants are, this is my waist, this is high-waisted. Yeah, I think I'm going to undo this last round and make it mesh, and then make it about as long as the top that I'm wearing. Hi, some time has gone by. It's been at least a couple of days, but I finished the top, like, all the way. So, as I was a little worried about, the neck opening has stretched out quite a bit. I'm hoping that I can kind of fix that by getting some elastic and kind of crocheting it into like the inside right here. So I will try that at some point. I truly have no idea when I'm gonna be able to do that, so I think this will kind of count as a whip until I can do that, because I don't want to leave it like this. You know, it's pretty, it's pretty bad. It stretched out a lot more than I was hoping that it would, so yeah. But other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's actually pretty comfortable, even for being cotton, and particularly Lily Sugar and Cream cotton. It feels nice. It's not too heavy. It's not too hot. I like it. I'm not sure if I will keep this one or end up selling it. I can't quite tell yet if this is a color palette I can foresee myself wearing, but I might find something that I really like to wear with it. Honestly, I think, sorry, my nose is itchy. I think this could be really cute even with just like a pair of jeans or a pair of cute leggings. So who knows, I might keep this one for myself. As far as yarn, I wasn't really keeping track of how many more skeins I used as I was going, and I don't remember how many I said that I had left. This one I used a little bit out of, but I have this much of this colorway left. So it's 8, which, my gosh, I'm pretty sure I started out with over like 30 or 40 of just this color, because it was, sorry, my face is so itchy. I must be like dusty today or something. I forget what I was saying. Anyway, I have 8 of these left. I feel a lot better about this number, and I kind of want to start working on some of these other colors over here. I have a lot of this color. This is Lime Stripes. And then I have even more of this color, which is called Landscape. I have a lot of Landscape, and and I really need to find some stuff to make with it. So I might make more of these. I might find a different clothing pattern that I want to try. The process of making this was not unenjoyable by any means, but it also wasn't one of those things where, like, as I'm making it, I just get like more and more excited to finish it. I love those kinds of projects. That's what I get out of the like the mandala patterns. I've never made one with cotton, and I am fairly curious. But am I curious enough to take on that kind of project when I'm not totally sure about it is the question. It's either going to be ugly and I'm going to pull it out, or it's going to be beautiful and I will love it. Or it could turn out to be meh. Let me look at my patterns here. I have a couple different mandala style patterns that I could choose from. It is called the Dahlia Wrap Top, and it is by Astronauty, and I'm pretty positive that I bought this on Etsy. So I would be able to put a link to it. I think I'm going to try this. I think the greens, if it like works out okay, I think it could be super pretty. I guess the question is, which one? I typically use ombre yarns for my mandalas, and I feel like this one more closely resembles an ombre. But I have so much more of this one, and I need to use it for something. It's been just sitting around and it needs to go. I think I'm gonna start with this one because, for one, it's closer to a ombre, and it's also easier to access with the way that I packed it into the shelf. So once I use some of these, the majority of these are behind it, so I'll be able to get to them better. Is this where I am so far? Honestly, I really like it. I'm really pleased with how this is coming along. I'm definitely going to keep going. The back panel is done. It's about as wide as my shoulders. I really like it, actually. I am pleasantly surprised. I have to do the two front panels, then attach them, and then the sleeves. So I will check back in at some point. It's now the next day. I have assembled. This is the wrong side. The body of the top is assembled. So I would like to put a border around here, and I think I'm just gonna do one row of single crochet, and then I might, well, I just kind of would like to make it look a little better, more finished, and then if I did go around the whole thing, I could just slip stitch on the straps so that the straps don't get super thick. I'm gonna try something like that, and then after that the next step will be to flip it right side out and do the sleeves, because I would like this to have long sleeves. Hello, it has been probably like a week. I got sick, I had a fever and everything, so I was not doing any recording. However, I did do crocheting. I did finish the little top that I was working on. I put bell sleeves on it. This one doesn't quite fit me, so I'm not going to put it on. It's a little bit too small for me, which is disappointing because I think it turned out gorgeous. I'm really happy with it. And then I made a bag with those colors and just a solid green strap. Just a cute mesh market bag. It's one of the things that I enjoy going to make while I'm just doing other things because it's easy and mindless. I made this entire thing while my husband and I were watching Naruto, so I made another top, a little bit bigger. I did not have enough yarn to do 2 full bell sleeves, so I decided to do 2 short sleeves. I mean, obviously 2. I know my pajama shirt is not very flattering, but this is how I sit around my house, and it's what you get, so. This one does fit me. It's a tiny bit tight in the underarms, but nothing uncomfortable. And then I have one very large cup, like even for me, of a different top and like sleeve set that I got a pattern for and I want to make, so I've started on that. Oh, there's one other thing I wanted to do. These are all I have left of the what's this one? Lime stripes. I used up all but 2. I considered making my sleeves a little bit longer, but I just decided that I wanted them to be above the elbow if they were not going to be full length. So this is what I have left of lime stripes, and I am moving on to the next color I have an abundance of, which is what I've started making this out of. This is called Landscape, and I've almost finished a whole skein of that. This is what's going on for that first one. But I have so much of this landscape color. Like, I want to count them. So that is 31 skeins. I have one that is like half used, and 2 that are the super size skeins. So I have a lot of work to do with this color. I'm not sure if I said this before, but I did not just go to the store and buy all of these. I actually had gotten these at like a hugely discounted price because there was a woman on Facebook Marketplace who was selling a bunch of them that was out of somebody's stash who is no longer with us. So she was selling them really cheap, and I got, I think it was 3 like totes that were like practically overflowing with cotton yarn, pretty much all sugar and cream and peaches and cream. And one of the totes was like different greens, one was different oranges, and one was like purples and blues. So that is how I wound up with all of this. And truthfully, I underestimated how much work it would actually take to go through all of this cotton yarn. And that was over a year ago that I bought this from her, and I'm still going through it, even though I have made so much stuff out of cotton yarn. Like, I was on a crop top kick, and I have over 50 crop tops in stock in a tote in the closet. So I've made a lot of the mesh market bags. I use the cotton for those because and I've made quite a few of them. And yeah, I enjoy where I'm going with making wearables out of it. It actually is a lot more comfortable than I thought it would be, and I like it so far. So I think that is what's going to help me really burn through this stuff, is to make wearables out of it, because obviously the crop tops is a wearable, but they don't actually take that much yarn to make the crop tops that I make, so it just wasn't going through it like fast enough for my liking, because I'm trying not to buy more yarn. I know every crafter who crafts with yarn says this, but I'm really trying not to buy more yarn unless it's for something very specific that I need, or if I happen to be out and I know exactly what I'm going to make with it when I buy it. I'm trying to stop doing the thing where I buy the yarn just because it's pretty and I'll use it eventually, because that's why I have enough that it doesn't all fit in my shelf here. It's also in my drawers under my bed, which I should be using for like clothing and stuff instead of yarn, so I'm trying to get through it. And right now my brain wants to focus on using all this cotton so that I can take more stuff from the bed drawer and put it in the shelf, because I also suffer from, is it called object permanence or object permanence? I don't know how you say it, but like for me, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist. And that's another reason I wind up with clutter. And like I wind up with too much yarn, because I will put it in a box to get it out of the way because it doesn't fit on the shelf, and then or put it under the bed, or it was in a bin, a tote in the closet, and then it just like ceases to exist to me. So I'm trying to get better. Trying to get better about it. But anyway, with that, we'll have to see how the top and the sleeves turn out in the next video, because this one has gotten pretty long and I still have to edit all of it. So, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I hope you liked the stuff that I made and listening to me babble. And I hope that you will stick around for the next video. Leave a like if you liked it, maybe subscribe or share, and yeah, bye!